Rape, murder, kidnapping, mutilation, beheading, torture, burning alive, and genocide are what the supporters of Hamas and Islamic Jihad are standing for. If Israel did to the civilians of Gaza on October 7th, 2023, what Hamas and Islamic Jihad did to the civilians of Israel on that day, even the most staunch supporters of Israel would demand that all of the perpetrators of the crimes be immediately arrested and tried for war crimes. No sane, decent person, including Jews themselves, would defend, deflect, deny, or try to justify rape, murder, kidnappings, mutilations, torture, and genocide. The problem is that because the Hamas and Islamic Jihad atrocities were committed against Jews and people living on the land of Israel, countless people the world over are celebrating and want more of it. Because the crimes against humanity on October 7th were committed against Jews and people living on the land of Israel, countless people the world over are deflecting, denying, ignoring, silencing, or blaming Israel instead of the Hamas and Islamic Jihad rapists, kidnappers, mutilators, torturers, and murderers. Countless people also demonically justify the crimes against humanity committed by Hamas and Islamic Jihad. It seems like none of this should make any sense, but it does, because there exists enormous evil that countless people are willing to commit and countless people are willing to defend. The terrible lessons of history, including previous genocides committed against Jews, continue to not only be ignored, but instead are repeated. On October 7th, 2023, Hamas and Islamic Jihad raped, burned alive, beheaded, mutilated, wounded, murdered, kidnapped thousands of civilians in Israel. This includes babies, children, defenseless men and women, old people. They then returned to Gaza to hide in their terror tunnel rat holes, which cost billions of squandered dollars to build. They knew Israel would have to respond. Hamas and Islamic Jihad used the civilians of Gaza as their human shields as these cowards hide below ground in their terror tunnels. Hamas and Islamic Jihad are two genocidal organizations that openly declare their intention to have more October 7th until all the Jews in Israel are raped, tortured, mutilated, burned alive, beheaded, and more. If supporting rape, murder, kidnapping, genocide, torture, mutilation, beheading, burning people alive, including against babies, children, and old people, by terrorists that hide behind and especially beneath the civilians of Gaza that they are more than willing to sacrifice, then keep on protesting and rioting. Any decent human being would want the war to end immediately so no more children and civilians in Gaza or Israel suffer. The world, if there's any decency and righteousness left, should demand that Hamas and Islamic Jihad surrender immediately, release the hostages. In exchange, these rapists, mutilators, and murderers and their fellow terrorists in Israeli jails get a free pass and a free one-way flight to join their luxury living leaders in Qatar, Turkey, Iran, and elsewhere. The war then ends, and that new generations of children will not be brainwashed into the Hamas and Islamic Jihad demonic cult of death, rape, mutilation, and murder.